And let's just get right into it because we have such a big show. And our first topic is brought to us by FanDuel. Guys, the NBA playoffs are in full swing every night, delivering highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments, whether it's a game-winning shot or a breakout player. There's never been a better time to get in on the action. FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live with player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays. Fans have more ways than ever to play smart and then win big. New to FanDuel? Well, right now is the perfect time to sign up. You can head over to FanDuel.com/UCSS and place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA.
And speaking of fans, thanks to all the fans. Yesterday, we just hit 60,000 subscribers
Wow.
for the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. I think there's less than 2% of all YouTube channels that have 60,000 subscribers, maybe less than 1%.
I will look it up. I'm curious what number would be higher. The Pacers' chances of winning a game down 14 points with 2.5 minutes left, or the number of YouTube channels that have 60,000 subscribers.
Definitely number of YouTube subscribers, because it had never happened before.
Good point.
The Pacers, I saw.
They're like zombies, Jason. It was your term. Go ahead. It's crazy.
I use vampires. Yeah, they're vampires, man. You can't kill these guys. The win percentage expected win rate was like 99.7% for the Knicks when the Pacers came back. I mean, this is what they do. It was funny. I showed you guys in our group chat with the Athletic. It's a Slack. It's the live blog on the Athletic, and the guy who covers the Knicks for us, James Edwards, said in like the third quarter the Knicks can put this one away. Yeah. And Eric Neem covers the Bucks for us, but is helping out in the series. He's like, James, I've seen this team too many times.
Yeah, that was a stupid call.
You don't put this team away until the final buzzer sounds. And sure enough, to watch them come back. I didn't really lock into the game until like late third quarter.
Yeah.
I told you guys, Leslie went to Denver. I had to take my wife to the airport last night and came back and getting kids, doing things. So I didn't lock in until like late third, early fourth. And then, I mean, they just did exactly what they did to the Cavs. They just hit key shots late. The Knicks had a couple boneheaded plays. Hart slipped on inbounds and almost turned it over there. Yeah. And then was it Brunson? Who was it that just like panic bounced past it down the court?
Brunson.
Yeah, it was Brunson.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So they got away with that. And then they still lost the game. And obviously the Haliburton choke sign was incredible.
Twice had turnovers because the ball goes off his fingertips and they challenge it 20 seconds to go in overtime.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that one.
And that was costly because they were just down one at that point in time.
And then Haliburton does the choke sign on
amazing.
Its high.
I mean,
on its high.
Yeah.
He thinks it's a game winner.
Yeah.
And the Knicks fans are telling him two.
Yeah.
Like, it was incredible that they knew right away. Because I thought it was a three. I thought game was over.
Yeah.
That ball was in the air forever.
Oh. It reminded me of the Kawhi. Remember the Kawhi? It was an elimination game.
Eastern Conference, Game 7,
Toronto,
Philadelphia.
Philly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Toronto at the buzzer. Corner three, Kawhi, and it bounces on the rim and then boom, drops in. With the high bounce last night, that was – I don't know how many Cavs fans watched. I get it. Like if you couldn't stomach it and you're checked out and you don't want to watch it, I totally get it. But that was a phenomenal game last night.
I was like you. I mean, I wasn't paying attention till late in the game, and then I put it on for, I don't know, I think I watched the last 6 minutes of the game. I hadn't watched. I was following the score, but I wasn't. I'm like, whatever. I'm not going to watch. But then, you got, and I'm glad I put it on. Everybody got sucked. If you put it on, you got sucked in. And
Nesmith scored 20 points in the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. It's the most points any player has ever scored in the history of a playoff game in the final 5 minutes.
They set many records. That's a record. Coming into this postseason, what was it? Only one team had ever come back from a 7-point deficit in the final 45 seconds of a game, and they've done it once in each round of the playoffs. And I believe
this one's incredible.
The 996-0?
No,
this was the one I sent you guys. Since 96-97, teams that have trailed by 7 or more points in the final 50 seconds of the fourth quarter or overtime in the playoffs are 4 and 1,702 in NBA postseason history. Indiana has 3 of those wins.
They got 2, 3,
year.
and 4 all this. There's another stat I saw today. I mentioned it to Dustin earlier.
Yeah, I know. I saw it last
night. They were
night.
Teams that were down 14 with 2:45 or less to go had 0 wins, 996 losses in that scenario. And the Pacers won. I think it was 996, and that's
994. According to your text this morning, 994.
Yeah, I believe that's since 97 or whatever.
97, correct.
That's when they started doing like detailed play-by-play. So I mean, it's just crazy.
I want to ask you guys, after seeing that last night, and I'm curious what the fans think on this too, after seeing a comeback like that, after all of us praised New York last series for being tough, being physical, like not crumbling when Tatum went out, not taking their foot off the gas, being able to close out the series, does it change your opinion at all on what happened in the Cavs-Pacers series, knowing this has now happened not just to Cleveland but to Milwaukee and New York as well?
Absolutely not. That doesn't change my opinion at all, that the Cavs are a gutless basketball team. You guys?
Well, I mean, I don't even know that the Cavs are gutless. I mean, the Cavs had some unfortunate circumstances with the injuries again this year. It would have been a different series, I think, if everyone was healthy. But it doesn't matter. It is what it is. No, it doesn't change my opinion of it. I mean, the Pacers beat our ass. I mean, they did to us what they did to the Knicks last night.
And the series is not over.
Right.
This series is not over. So
game one.
Yeah.
Now, when the Pacers did it to the Cavs in game two, a lot of Kobe and others have said like that it was devastating.
Right.
And it flipped the entire series. So now let's see. There is a lot of basketball left to play.
All I got to say is I don't want to be a team playing the Pacers right now because no matter how big a lead you get, you're thinking in the back of your head, these guys come back against everybody.
Yeah.
18 points, no problem. 20 points, no problem. Like
Yeah.
they do it. They've done
crazy.
it multiple times this postseason.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you're the Knicks, if you get up 25 points in the first half, you're like, we better get up 40.
30. Yeah.
I mean, part of that stat, the 4 in 1702 or whatever, is that's just the evolution of the three-point shot.
Right.
More than anything.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, up until 10 years ago, this never would have happened.
Right.
You
But
know?
even in the last 5 years, it's not that many,
Right.
it's such a small, for them to do it once in each series.
It's incredible.
It's
Yeah.
just crazy. So has it changed your mind at all about the Cavs?
No, I want to see how the rest of the series plays
Right,
out.
right.
Because, like, game two shouldn't have had any bearing on how badly they got blown off the floor in game four. That was embarrassing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, you're going to find out the Knicks' mental toughness now. You talk mental toughness.
Yeah.
That's a hard way to open a series.
Oh, my God,
When you
yes.
think you got that in the bag, and now you got to come back.
Right.
And you're at home.
Yeah.
You better win that one.
Yep.
You better not go down 0-2 and be in the same position the Cavs were in. You better have this thing 1-1 going back to Indiana. So I want to see how the rest of the series plays out. But, I mean, hey, full credit to the Pacers, man. I remember when they did it to the Bucks in Game 5, and I thought, man, the Bucks just choked that away.
Yeah.
And then they did it to the Cavs, and you think the Cavs lost the game. They couldn't get the ball over half court. And that's still true. Get the ball over half court, guys.
Yeah, right.
Make an inbounds pass. Like, all of that is still true, but you have to give the Pacers credit, obviously, to do this to three teams now, including the 1-seed, a 64-win team, a team with championship DNA in the Bucks. I overrated them this year, hand up. They weren't as good as I thought they were going to be.
No, but they still have one of the three best players in the league.
Absolutely. And now to do this in Madison Square Garden,
right,
which is one of the top 3 to 5 most difficult venues to play in the NBA.
And force Jalen Brunson, who you could argue is playing as well as anybody in the league right now.
He was the clutch
to
player
make
of the
a
year.
couple of big mistakes in the late stages of that game when he's been Mr. Clutch is just unbelievable. And, the Pacers deserve a ton of credit. Everybody that plays for the Pacers, we've seen this since the Cavs series, whoever they put in there contributes. They don't have Dean Wades and Isaac Okoros that come out on the floor and do nothing. Everybody they put on the floor in legitimate minutes contributes.
Can I give you a crazy stat on Nesmith, who was kind of the unsung hero last night?
Yeah.
This from Caitlin Cooper, does a great job covering Indiana. I kind of discovered her when the series started, and she does a really, really, really good job. According to Caitlin Cooper, prior to last night, Aaron Nesmith was 1 of 4 on threes this postseason where he took one dribble. Last postseason, he was 1 of 10 on threes where he took one dribble. For the entire regular season, he shot 86% of his threes. His overall threes, 86%, came on catch and shoot, no dribbles.
Yeah.
Last night, he was 4 of 4 in the final 4 minutes of the game on off-the-dribble threes.
So even like something that he's not really good at and doesn't do a lot. And he just came through. Everybody's playing well for that team. That was incredibly
I cannot believe they won that game last night. I cannot. I've never seen a game like that.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like it was so in the bag. And
it was like,
and then it wasn't.
Remember when we were kids? I don't know if you remember as much because you weren't as much of a gamer, but NBA Jam.
Oh, yeah.
And they would have computer assistants on. So no matter how big the score got in the fourth quarter, one team would tighten the game up,
Yeah.
and that's what it felt like last night. Like
Yeah.
everything went the Pacers' way. The turnovers, the shots were all going down, and he's on fire.
Yep.
All that stuff. It was crazy.
And when you make a comeback like that, really everything has to go your way.
Yes.
If one of the things,
Just
That's
one
what we said
thing,
about the
dude.
Cavs.
yeah,
That's what we said about the Cavs game too.
it's unreal.
I mean, think about this. If what's his face makes that free throw,
Yep.
one,
Yeah.
he split the pair,
Cat
makes
missed
the
him.
one, yes, and Anunoby missed the free throw,
Yep.
and that 1 point would have been the difference because
Yeah.
his foot was on the line.
That's right.
They win the
would've
game.
Won the game.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
So we saw the Cavs unable to recover from the Game 2 loss.
Right.
Do you guys think the Knicks will be able to recover from a Game 1 collapse of similar proportions?
I do.
Yeah, they're a tough team, dude.
I think they'll win tomorrow, or whatever the second game is. Is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah, Friday.
Yeah.
I would take the Knicks to go home 1-1.
Yeah.
Or to go back to
back,
Indy,
yeah.
to go to Indy 1-1. But I think I picked the Pacers on the show to win the series.
Pick the Pacers.
Yeah, I'll stick with that, obviously.
The Pacers had been a 500 team on the road this year. They were 500, and they've gone and won in Milwaukee. They've won in Cleveland. They win in New York.
But it's because they were terrible early in the season, and
Yeah.
they've been incredible since the turn of the calendar.
Yeah.
So this is some of those numbers
fair
are
enough.
a little,
That's
little
true.
off.
They're obviously peaking. I don't know that they're peaking to the Oklahoma City level where they just. Although I shouldn't say that because that last series won 7 games. They destroyed Minnesota, and they play that game too is tonight. And Oklahoma City's favored by 7.5. Anybody like Minnesota to win tonight?
No.
It's hard to pick them.
I like the Thunder
hard
for
to
the
pick them in
series.
OKC.
Yeah.
All right.